Pops used to be presented as tiles. There were also adjacency bonuses. This flag looks like a goatsy. If you don't know what a goatsy is, well, consider yourself blessed. The subdermal stimulation technology, whilst also unlocking chemical bliss as a living standard, depicts a Blork body pillow. This was made into a real thing for PDXCon back in 2019, and I have one. And I regret nothing. The 3rd anniversary trailer has the ancient dreadnought pictured upside down. However, the camera then zooms out and starts to righten itself, passing tons and tons of different game elements, only to end up with a Great Tempest ship, also upside down. Basically, the entire sequence is rendered upside down. How that slipped through is anyone's guess. There are references in the script language to a system involving lawsuits with other empires. This was most likely tried at one point and then promptly thrown away. Aliens are usually not depicted with having legs in the game, and this does not mean that there is tons and tons of fan art available with aliens actually having them. The trailers, on the other hand, show ample amount of legs, and Ancient Relics is a very good example of this. As of the making of this video, there are 25,697 mods available on the workshop. Approximately 60% of those are anime full conversions. There are currently 34 to-dos in the script language, most of which refer to overlord traits. The warp beast from the Dimensional Portal event refers to the pre-2.0 days, where aside from hyperlanes, you could also have 2 other FTL types, mainly warp and wormhole travel. Mining drones drop a special technology: mining lasers. It's terrible. The contingency stations are based on Sierpinski triangles, and yes, they are completely modeled on the inside, for no reason whatsoever. If you decide to look straight up whilst you're in gamepad camera mode, there's a good chance that you will soft lock your entire game forever, because there is no way of getting out of this particular black void. Fallen Empires are heavily inspired by the Vorlons in the Shadows from Babylon 5. The show is also quoted verbatim in various places. If you manage to create a galactic empire and then have it fall due to rebellion, there are still 14 other empires you can create based on the event structure, from the 1st to the 10th Galactic Empire, followed by the last Galactic Empire, the final Galactic Empire, the ultimate Galactic Empire, the truly last Galactic Empire, and finally another Galactic Empire. According to the developers, no one has even reached level 3 of Galactic Empires, so consider this a challenge. You can rename nearly anything in the game, as long as you control it, including the broken elements of the Ring World, which in this particular case are called this. The egalitarian and authoritarian ethics were not in the game at launch. Instead, they were called individualism and collectivism, which aren't ethics. There were also tons and tons of different types of governments, whereas these days we only have 4. The Chirpy Avian Portrait is a reference to the Twitter-esque information tool from City Skylines. There is a megastructure called the Quantum Catapult, and no, I've never spoken to anybody who's actually built one. If at the start of the game you turn off the tutorial by shutting this thing down, you will get 2 minerals for free. If you are a min-maxer, this is glorious. This is a hand, not a spaceship. On the map you have these little galactic dust clouds. They are actually individual objects that rotate really slowly, to the point where you don't actually notice it. I do not know why this is a thing. This is what Stellaris looked like in Alpha. The mouse cursor that displays during loading has some very strange physics going on. It is a depiction of a small star system with 2 planets. However, for some reason, the outer planet is orbiting the star faster than the inner one. If you know anything about orbital mechanics, then this makes no sense. The profanity filter on the Stellaris Console Edition for Xbox is slightly aggressive, resulting in situations like this. No one seems to know what the consumer good icon actually represents. You can quickly navigate any alien empire's holdings or corporate overview by clicking on these little arrow buttons, and unlike any other things in this video, this is actually useful. There are references to stupid sexy xenophobes in the script files. The Commonwealth's capital of Unity sits in the Deneb system, which is completely impossible considering Deneb is a blue-white supergiant that will first give you space cancer and then blow everything in its system away with its solar winds. Stellaris was originally called Infinite Frontiers, a name which endures in a book that came out when the game was released. Yes, there is an official piece of fiction about Stellaris, and it is as bad as you would expect it to be. I should really do an audiobook on it. Stellaris Galaxy Command is a mobile offshoot of the game's franchise, which was pulled the same day it was released due to some artwork on the in-game actually being from the Halo franchise. I once released a 6-hour-long ASMR video of just a planet being bombed from orbit. Because of that effort, you should probably like the video you're watching right now. Stellaris has a physical art book, which was only available in very limited numbers. The same goes for the vinyl of the game's soundtrack that was released sometime in 2019. The Korean localization of the game uses the Melgon Gothic font. There are currently 67 black holes and 1,693 star names in the game. As a correction from earlier in the video, if you search for anime on the workshop, you'll return 804 anime mods. Anime Maids being one of the top ones. And finally, there are also 185 Warhammer 40k mods, most of which are just repackaged soundtrack replacements from Dawn of War 2. But you do have to remember to praise the Emperor. And there you have it, a whole bunch of almost useful Stellaris knowledge. I hope that you feel informed and completely filled with new information about the game. If you do, feel free to give the video a like, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe as well. I'm gonna log off on here. In the meantime though, feel free to take a look at this video about playing tall, because apparently it's quite popular. In the meantime though, thank you to my patrons, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, eat shut up.